Well, here we go. O2 need to pull off the reverse sweep. And even then, they're still in the third. Otherwise, close out here. 7 is sending them to 4th place. It will be the Foxes going up against X6.
Indeed. Well, so far, we don't have much information about what they'll be running in terms of point B. No, obviously, the strongest point for Sombra is going to be the point A, but this usually doesn't last very long, so... This is a shout-out to people who use this Widowmaker snipe spot, I guess, from Tuba. Will, of course, get away from there. It's not where he wants to be as the Genji. So attack Sombra here, so that's why they subbed Stellar in for this map. But once we go to point B, he's going to have to flex. And what he does, flex too. Maybe the Soldier gonna have to wait to see before we judge it, but not a good look here, I think, in terms of longevity on this map for O2.
Right now, they're splitting off a little bit here. Members over onto the left side. Now we're joining in with the rest of the squad, just pushing forward. The back cap's getting ready to come through. Stellar and Climax wrapped around on the back side. They do get the first tick. Now building up, looking for the second one. Hack comes in on the Tuba. Can't finish him off though. And Rain is going to go down. So O2 is going to be finding that first 33%.
What a slick fake out there, sending everyone else the opposite direction, forcing the tank fight to be away from the point, then sneaking in there with the DPSs to grab the point, the mobile heroes that can actually escape. So if it goes poorly, they just reset, they can recall and translocate away. And they can also, normally whenever that you see a back cap, the first person to respond is a Tracer. So they can actually 2v1 the Tracer if that happened and actually win the whole point. Again, attempting the back cap while the tank fight goes on. Map awareness here for 7, very weak.
Yeah, they're trying to build this one up, and that's it. Mika getting taken down. Yeah, Climax joining in, second tick comes through. Emo gonna die. Ardeont might just be able to transition this one straight into the wind. Bazzi goes forward, but he takes down both supports. Pulse Bomb gets rid of Rain, gets rid of Eyelid. They turn this one around, still ticking up, however, onto the point. We'll get stopped out here for the moment. 83.7% is what they get to, but man, it was looking so good, but Bazzi just takes it into his own hands.
Imagine if Bazzi didn't get those kills, Stellar probably would have been able to further build an EMP. It's a really cool style for Ardeont because Stellar stays with the tanks and the tank battle, builds up for an EMP while they're getting those back ticks, and then if he gets the EMP, they could just completely win the fight on their next push. So it's a really cool strategy. We haven't quite seen anything like this yet in Korea with the back caps. With the Tracer, obviously the first time it was both.
We've seen it teased before, but never like a big commitment just into the back capping there. Climax this time, though, gonna get spotted out by 2, but he goes low, has to use the recall already, and now Transcendence is out from Revenge as we enter in onto the point. Mika looking for that Valkyrie so he can go up into the air on the point as well. Sound barrier's out from O2, but they need to push forward. Tuba kites his way back, has the Dragon Blade ready to go. Shields are gone. They're trying to get in, but they can't get this moving up, so a big waste there on the ultimate from Rain, and now Violet's gonna be dead. And that is just the welcome wagon here for 7 to push forward and rip O2 apart.
They were supposed to use the ultimates to, what the attempt was to use the ultimates to give Stellar an EMP. He was at around 70% when the Transcendence came down, then then the Sound Barrier came afterwards. Failed to get the EMP in time. By the time he has it, it's too late. Now they've only got 70 seconds. They do have the EMP, but nothing else to pair with it. So unfortunately, this is going to be very difficult to execute. Tuba held onto that blade. He ran away when he saw the Translocator come up because he thought Stellar had an EMP. It wasn't even true, but he's been playing so safe with this blade. He's holding it now. And because the supports don't have ultimates, and he knows it, he knows there's a lot of value that could be had with this blade, not even necessarily onto the backline, but just even onto the tanks in the front because there's no supports to protect them. These support ultimates, I should say.
Well, back cap's coming through, looking to go forward. Will get halted now. Stellar jumped on, has to jump back with the Translocator. They've just about matched the previous percentage here as the dive comes in from the side of Yakpung. Pops that Primal Rage, hack down onto Free. Diva Bomb finds 2, both supports for 7. Gonna be eliminated now. They want to go ahead and take this first point. Time Bank is going to be weakened, but they at least should be getting the cap right here. And at just shy 4 minutes 15.
Finish, yeah, so 4:15. A very small time bank for this map. We very rarely see holds go that long on point A unless it's a full hold. This is a very rare situation. O2 Ardeont didn't take it with ult efficiency either that we sometimes see on these assault maps, so they can't just turn this into a double cap. 7 has the ult advantage. They're going to have both support ultimates and that blade we've been continuing to mention.
Bazzi just used his pulse. He doesn't find any kills. Climax looking for his own, but doesn't come up with anything. Not going to be forcing a Transcendence either, so Revenge staying cool, calm, and collected there in that exchange. Tuba down to half HP. Dragon Blade still ready to go. Revenge on his lonesome. Gets pocketed there immediately from Mika as the call comes in. That's going to be both support ultimates being burned out. Transcendence as Revenge pushes forward, looking to burn down the members of O2 as they try to exit back towards the spawn room.
Yeah. O2 going to have to leave here. Climax gets flipped on the end here by Tuba. Still has that blade. Uses support ultimates, but they're just holding this one on as efficiently as they can, just trying to maximize each and every ultimate's value, because O2 Ardeont is just not able to get in and even really build EMP charge. Climax is going to make the switch to the McCree, but remember, it's very difficult to use EMP on this point B like we were talking about before. It's such a wide area, and unless everyone clumps up or makes mistakes with positioning, it's just really difficult to actually get big hacks off.
Couple spaces to go ahead and dash around the pillars. Keep yourself safe and out of that line of sight.
And it's just, I mean, it's a large area. Sometimes you're just simply too far away for the EMP to really hit multiple members.
Well, it's going to be O2 pushing forward here. Yakfeng now primal range going to be available. Mambaba nearly having that self-destruct ready to go, and as you say, Stellar is going to get taken down. Yakfeng falls immediately thereafter. Exchange on the tanks overall as Free will get taken down, but still going to be very difficult for O2 to try to push in. And Tuba, it's still just sitting on this ult.
Yeah, well, I wanna be impressed. I want to be amazed as to what Stellar's going to do with this next push.
Climax finds Mika, but Bazzi finds Rain, then follows up, gets the McCree.
This further is going to delay the push, but what will Stellar be able to do with this EMP on this point B? They know he has it. They have no support ultimates. Revenge is close. They would love to build it before the next attack comes in, but it's pretty unlikely if O2 Ardeont comes right now. What does he accomplish? Look at the spread here on the side of 7. All eyes on Stellar right now. This is their moment. This is their opportunity. He took so long to build this EMP that he may never have another one after this.
I mean, it's all 6 ultimates. If they can't pull it off, then looking like they're just going to be held on B. Minute and a half remaining. Bazzi, any opening kill that he can get is huge.
They wanted to wait for the Infrasight to wear off before they approached, so it wasn't an obvious jump in. Stellar, look, no one's really near him.
Looking for the opportunity, does find Free. They'll knock him out of the back, but Violet's been eliminated, and he had that Transcendence ready to go. Sound barrier comes through from the side of Ardeont, but it might not be enough for them to take the fight. Tuba right now, hacked out, waiting for that Dragon Blade to become available. See the primal range come through, deflection goes in. They'll get the pop out there on a Mambaba with the Deadeye, takes out Tuba, now the self-destruct, finds Mika. Free, eliminated 7, holding on by a thread, and Emma will die because he doesn't have the primal range. Now they're in onto the point, building up the ticks. The first one comes in with a minute remaining. 7 have to get back in here. Tuba has to break this open for them. They'll get the tag in from Bazzi. He goes low, forced off with the recall. Tuba getting chunked out. The D.Va is just hounding him down. He's gonna die. He might not ever use this ultimate. Free goes into self-destruct. Evo burned down by Climax on the back side of that flashbang. Yakfeng dead. No instance available on either side, but Evo, he'll have the faster return. He's got the primal rage.
Bazzi.
He might be able to buy them some time. Bazzi finds one. McCree goes down, but Bazzi traded out as Stellar finds the kill. Violet killed off yet again by Tuba, who is still holding onto the blade. And my God, he might not ever need to use it. Both supports go down. The tank's dead. Mambaba half HP with 15 seconds remaining.
Well, this may just simply be that he still holds it. May even be a Nano Blade if this next fight goes long. Stellar made the switch over to the Tracer after that EMP, which was fairly lackluster, didn't do enough for them. Sure, it prevented the remake there onto the D.Va, but that's it. That's all they got out of it.
Okay, Climax finds one. Swapping over to the Widowmaker. Sound barrier going to come in. Mambaba getting absolutely shredded. Will get knocked out of the mech right as that self-destruct becomes available. Free goes in his own. Finds the baby D.Va. Here's finally the blade with a Nano coming in. Finds one, finds two. Tuba cutting them down, shutting out O2's hopes of completing this map. They still get 87.2%, but he gets the emote right at the end for the maximum amount of BM.
Well, that was just absolutely fantastic defense by 7. Having this blade held forever, buying so much time there with the support ultimates. The EMP from Stellar did not do realistically much of anything. They did prevent the remake there of Free, and that was all they were able to do. They hacked Climax. He wasn't able to blade at that moment. Those are the 2 targets that were hit by the EMP. Everyone else was up on the high ground, collapsed down. Really, the reason why they were able to get those 2 ticks was actually because of the Transcendence that came through from Violet and Climax on the McCree. He carried the tank war that occurred right afterwards. After Free was killed without the remake, they were able to burst down the Winston. And then for the following fights, basically Seven had to reposition, had to get Bazzi back up. Bazzi finally killed Climax after the Transcendence wore off, and then the push started to fizzle out a little bit there. Seven could have turned that 2-tick push into a much larger, you know, finish with an actual time bank had they not spent so much time trying to capture A, delayed so horribly there when they were trying to use their back cap strategy.
And his parents,
yeah,
as I cut you off. Again, being shown in the audience, their son is just one round away, one successful push from locking down. Well, they're already locked down, actually. They're in their second place spot. Never mind. They're going up against Metabellum, but they're good. They're locking down a series win.
They're locking down a series win.
They're shutting down O2's hopes of getting this reverse sweep, of maintaining their third place spot, and they are enabling the Foxes to slide up.
Exactly. Now look at how O2 Ardeont defends this point A. They put Climax on this Widow spot that's been so popular. Sometimes the Widow jiggles, sometimes she doesn't, but they're going to be running this. This is why they subbed out not Climax, but actually Ivy, because they still want to run the Widow defense here. Very strong point A defense for Widow, and B is decent as well.
Wrapper on the backside. Oh, they go straight into the 0G, and yeah, Stellar gets jumped on, has to use that recall to keep himself alive. Now they can just re-enter.
Climax with full control right now over this entry point, but actually he's going to get dove upon. He's got no peel, so he gets
force him back.
away.
Playing in around this point A after you've been shoved off the high ground is very difficult for the Widowmaker. There's only a couple different angles that you can take. Now the dive in coming through. Violet gonna fall as Evo finds that killing blow. Tuba goes forward, has the deflection up. He's trying to build in for that Dragon Blade so he can hold it for Infinity yet again. Violet getting ready to respawn. Stellar goes low, jumps back. Big money there on that deflection. Denying so much damage coming in from the side of O2 Ardeont. Now looking for the bomb there on Humbaba. He's not going to fall yet. Coalescence out from Revenge. Second tick comes in, looking for the completion. Humbaba goes up into the air, comes down. He'll get popped out. He'll get eliminated. Tuba finding that one. And it's really just a war of attrition. A matter of time, it would seem, here for Seven to go just keep grinding away at O2, wear them down, and take this point. Violet tries to get back over here. Onto the point for the defense, but seems like he might just get killed. Well, trying to dig this one out, Tuba. Showing off his fancy dance moves, but he's got 21 HP left to go. So Bazzi saves his life.
Does survive here in the end. Pretty significant because it helped him go with another blade, but now they've got the ult advantage. Sound Barrier coming up here to lead this one in. They're trying to actually get these kills to get Climax.
Climax is dead. Tuba draws out the blade this time around, and Yakpung has already been eliminated. Now Stellar falling as Bazzi finds the kill, goes up onto the high ground, takes out that baby demon, denies the remake, and Humbaba is not going to find anything with that self-destruct. Dash to the side, Rain tries to stay alive. Violet falls low, makes it back into the respawn room, but 87.2% was the target, and I think Seven should be able to do this. They still have 6 minutes here on the clock as Yakpung drops forward, tries to deny the ticking up, but he pays for that one with his life. Violet dead yet again, but not before he can get Evo. An exchange there, Winston for Zenyatta, but Seven just keep pushing forward. Humbaba out of the mech yet again, pulse in, shuts down the monkey instantly, and that is going to be it. Seven have won the series. They have shut O2 Ardeont out of third place. Foxes will be going up against X6. O2 Ardeont have to play against tournament favorites Element Mystic.
Big, unfortunate scenario now for this team. I want to talk about how they broke Climax's Widow, though. They dove him deep, forced him back twice, so he basically had to operate on the low ground. He had to operate where he could not get line of sight onto the point itself, so they were basically down a DPS. You can see, and if you go back and watch the VOD, you'll see it in the picture-in-picture. He was never really able to find any headshots or finding really very many body shots onto the members of Seven as they controlled that point. It's Evo on the Winston and controls. You can see him right here in the forefront of your screen. He controls the Winston battle there when there's just not a lot of damage that can be done for Climax. So really good plays there by the dive on the side of Seven to get him off the high ground, get him off of the second high ground there, and use while they were going that motion towards him, getting onto the point, and they just didn't take a lot of damage while doing so. Got such an efficient grab there of point A, and they just had ult advantages. It's the double cap we talk about all the time on Assault that happens when you get the first flip, then you have an ult advantage, you have more ults when you go into point B, and it's you know, one of the reasons why Assault can be very frustrating if you're the losing team, because you feel like, oh, I mean, we lost that, we messed up one time on the first point, and now they have an ult advantage. How can we ever stop them on B? It can feel very frustrating to play in those situations. We're going to have one final sub here for O2 Ardeont with
Stellar
Ivy
out yet again. So Ivy going to be in. Not sure what the map pick is going to be, but the Genji coming through means maybe we just see Junkertown yet again.
Yeah,
hard to really say.
I kind of forgot
we come in.
Feels like we don't have any other escort maps. In this tournament.
It's just you know, it's Junkertown. I'm like almost jealous of Owl with their map rotations, so we could just have not Junkertown be enabled. But at the same time, I also really like having every map be available.
I like it better this way, but I think one day teams will specialize away from Junkertown and we'll have more interesting diversity. We do see Dorado from time to time. Yeah,
we had Dorado yesterday, but there's, you know, Route 66, I think we've had maybe like once or twice so far.
Gibraltar we had like once also.
Yeah, it's maybe definitely less than 3 times on both of those, so hasn't been nearly as as widespread for our escort picks.
Well, I think we're probably going to go to Junkertown, if I had to guess.
More than likely. I hear that sound, and it's time for Junkrat, which means that we're probably going to Junkertown.
All right, this is our first Junkrat, I'm pretty sure. Oh, we've seen her before,
actually, this is the girl who did the May dance.
Yeah.
Oh, she did the laydown. Okay.
Impressive.
You know?
It's over.
Good
Everyone
job.
else is just going to snap.
He's like, okay, I'm going back to my seat now.
They have to do a more impressive laydown than that, or it's over. It's done. So, yeah, she killed it.
She did. She did a good job. Oh.
One of our regulars.
Man. He's got a sign that says, "Hi, Mom." But, oh, okay. He's doing the dance.
Yeah, that peg leg dance.
All right. Oh, hi, Mom, with a smiley face and an exclamation point. Dude, your son is popping off if you're watching right now, Mom. Yeah. He's just like, no. I'm on my phone. No, I'm still on my phone. I'm watching the Twitch stream on my phone.
I can read his lips, so I don't want to do it. You guys can probably tell as much. All right,
can he do it? He's moving forward. He's getting some space. He's going forward as well. Okay, see, this isn't necessarily fair, because she couldn't do that because she was wearing a skirt. I mean, she had to be responsible.
She also had
to do couldn't kick the leg up.
She also had to do it. She did it first.
Yeah.
And
it was original.
Her, yeah. So
I'd say it's her.
I give it to the girl as well.
It's a travesty if he wins.
Yeah. I mean, he was pretty good at it, but he copied the style.
Yeah.
He should have rip-tired.
He should have.
He should have rip-tired.
Should have done that. He should have jumped 20 feet into the air like he was using a mine jump or something like that. That would have been damn impressive. But hey, look at that. What a surprise.
Well, with Ivy coming through, who's the Genji Junkrat player on this squad, it's going to be pretty obvious. Let's not forget that Climax is one of the best Widows in this tournament. He's had some troubles against Bazzi tonight. It's been fairly even. So if you're going to try to bow out of this series perhaps gracefully, or rather with a win, then you're going to try to bring Ivy back in. You're going to try to make Junkertown work. It's not a surprise here, especially for these two teams. Either team would have picked it going into this 4th map, so.
There's X6. The members, they stuck around. They now know that they're going to be playing against the Foxes. You boys should go home. You got to start prepping right now.
Yeah.
You're playing on day 1. It's the second match.
Friday. That's right.
Don't have much time. But 7 as well. Going to be playing on Friday versus Metabellum.
That's right. Should be a great first day of playoffs. Let's see if we can find an answer for O2 Ardeont on this map with Ivy back in, or if this is just going to be a 4-0 Achilios.
It's certainly looking that way. Not much left to play for here if you're O2. Already locked into that spot as everybody dies.
적의 공격까지 30초.
You know what would be really creative, I just thought of? If we had, the next time we have a hero cam for Junkrat, they're basically one and the same. You should just do like a really poor impression of Tracer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
You're doing a Jake impression instead.
I did not see that one coming, you got me. You got me.
Oh dear, well here we go. Ardeont on the attack. Gonna be Ivy with the Genji, Climax with the Widow. None of this is a surprise.
Nope. Ivy on the Genji rather than the Junkrat for this particular setup with the Widowmaker. That was actually a very accurate right click there from Humbaba. Not doing a lot of damage to that range, but still.
They forced the res out. Just like I say, I have met Jake before. I met him at BlizzCon. He's a lovely human being. I mean, no offense by it, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Ardeont, though, moving forward pretty steadily here, but Bazzi is looking to throw a wrench in that as Climax and Ivy both get taken down by him. Look, however, here onto Revenge. We'll be able to finish him off.
Well, it's a pretty solid push so far. They have really controlled this. Genji Blades even at the moment, but Humbaba just with some excellent right clicks and really good hook accuracy and help them get through. Look, another one, even though it wasn't timed perfectly with the halt, he gets this. And this is going to be the end of this push. Seven should set up inside if they want to have Bazzi in prime position to do Widowmaker shots. Contesting here would be incorrect.
Well, Tuba is trying to turn their luck around. Finds the one, finds the two. Dragon Blade kill there on a Climax, but has to break the payload and is unable to do so. Deflection comes through, looking for the kill. On to Violet, can't get it. Now O2 can start steamrolling their way through the street space. They nearly have 5 ultimates ready to go.
That was very wasteful on the Dragon Blade. Bazzi did not go in. The rest of the team definitely on a different page here. They stayed to keep this setup, but they don't have any more peel with him dead. Look at this. Look at how much free damage Ivy can do. No one's contesting him. No one's chasing him. Almost gets the kill here on Namika. They lose their positioning because Tuba decided to blade there. Huge mistake. Cost them big right now. Look at this push.
This is pretty brutal. So
you do not contest point A like that. You cannot.
The Junkertown pick paying off quite well so far here. Dividends over to O2 Ardeont. As they now they're looking at 6 ultimates, can just hold them. They've made it over halfway on this push without having to use any of them.
Yep. Well, this is a fantastic position for O2 Ardeont. This is very similar to what we saw with Seth's fast cap of A on the previous map Horizon. Climax having this vision advantage now, but no one can really even contest him. Look at this, flanking him. They have total control of this. This is a free push to B.
He is just unhindered right now. Tuba finally trying to answer him, but might just die instead.
If you want to run the Widow on this
he did.
A to B phase, which he did want to run, and he's dead as you say, if you want to run this, you cannot have your team contesting A. You either have to full commit to contesting, and that's a huge risk.
Not even the one they were looking for, but Epo! Oh, he's just gonna get caught and he'll die.
You have to either contest A completely with everybody, which is a huge risk, where you have to have...
Oh man, his parents are in the audience, Humbaba. Please, not like this. Continue.
So you have to either fully contest A or commit to having everyone back on B. You can't do half and half. Oh my God. Well, this is just a tragedy.
Okay, he actually survived that time.
Well, still, I mean, this hook accuracy is out of control. I hope we get a Roadhog stat for the first time in this tournament. Oh my God.
That's going to be another one. Drags free, and they'll pop him out of the mech. Humbaba will finally die.
What do you think his accuracy is? Above 60, no doubt.
It has got to be good. It's just, you know.
Well.
Hot damn. Seven finally finds some room to breathe, but that was disgusting from Humbaba.
Well, they're finally going to get shut down. Bazzi can finally get the dust off his crosshairs here and set up for line of sight advantage around this point. Ivy holding on to this blade right now as they're going to get the res off here. I want to wait for a good opportunity to get him into position. They're going to have to split a little bit to get there. I don't think they can actually just straight up go in. Well, as he misses, so
and
maybe
takes 2 swift shots there onto the rear.
Here's
not
the
going to go down. Blade comes out, but so does the Transcendence there from Violet. Trying to deny it out. We're watching the wrong Genji, man. Ivy, he comes up with the triple.
Well, this is not looking good for Seven. This map pick working way better for Ardeont. The Ivy sub in. He's doing a lot on this Genji, more than he did on the Sombra on Hollywood, that's for sure. His Sombra wasn't bad by any means, but he's really coming up big now because Humbaba's giving so much space to work with. Bazzi has vision, but he has no line of sight. Even though he knows where they are, he can't actually get his his crosshair where their heads are.
Dive in, comes through from Evo, looking to halt this push, but it's still 3 minutes on the clock, and they're so dangerously close to getting this completion. Ivy popping free out of the mech, taking him down now. Evo dying as well, still moving forward. Ivy disrupting here against Bazzi, forcing him back, but will get taken down in the end, but so does Tuba. That's going to be the completion here, all the way to the end for O2, with 3:04 left on the clock. Utter domination on Junkertown.
Humbaba's hook accuracy aside, which was incredible, I have to go back to the point A defense where they had, not only were they split, so half of the team decided to go on the high ground setup for the position to give Bazzi opportunities on the Widow. They had the tank set up there, they had the supports there, but Tuba goes in all alone. I think the Mercy followed him for a moment. He goes in, blades out, uses the blade, and loses the fight. When that happens, they get control of point A's next street there. And between A and B, they can charge through, put Ivy in harm's way because there isn't much to really grab him there besides the Orisa halt. So he's able to freely force Bazzi out of control of where he was. Because when you have the wins with the Widow and the Genji has to help peel against the enemy Genji that's attacking the Widow. Otherwise, the Widow will just get forced off the point with the tank setup they had. They never were able to control line of sight until the very end there for a brief moment. After that, it's so important to either, as I was trying to say earlier before Humbaba just kept popping off, to either get full control of A with a 6-man commitment or get a 6-man control of the inside heading towards B. If you do a half and half, you give a free push to B. You never control sight lines against a good Genji player. And we've seen this lesson learned so many times throughout this tournament, and yet still rookie Genjis commit. We've seen some Winstons and Divas commit as well, and failed and then lose control. If it works, if there's little time bank left, I think it's great. You get the full hold on A, but if there's a lot of time left, more risk than it's worth, I think.
Yeah. Well, 3:04 the time to beat here for 7. Climax right now going to get boosted up. Sees that poison trap come through. Some vision, and now he's a bit far forward. Has to be careful, but they chunk out Evo, so they will force 7 back here for the moment. Mike coming in from Tuba, just trying to spam up, get ready to go with that Dragon Blade.
Climax having good positioning for the moment.
Oh, comes down, Humbaba. Gonna get dragged in here this time, and he'll get punished as Bazzi finds the kill, and that's gonna be O2 saying, all right, time to kite back, let's go around the corner. Shot in from Bazzi. Finds the body hit there on a Climax.
Shoes on the other foot here for Humbaba this time. Really good angles here for Climax, though. Ivy getting the finishing blow there on the free, forcing the res. Okay, Bazzi finds an angle now. This time he's flanking it.
Okay, takes down Ivy. That's gonna be res coming through from Rain in on the Climax, trying to drag him back in. Shut down this push.
As good of a push here for Ardeont, or sorry, for 7 as it was for Ardeont.
Yeah, it's looking very eerily similar here. Humbaba Yakon going to go down. Dragon Blade out from Cuba finds Violet. Climax is dead. Ardeont basically it's going to be team wipe as 7 rolls into the station. So another very strong push, very massive time bank. 5:12 on the clock for 7. We'll see if they can be as dominant here as they try to get towards B, though.
So Rain tried to buy some time there with his gun, but he was just dispatched, mostly ignored. Now they're trying to get set up for Climax that line of sight, but guess what? He's killed because just like before, he can't get set up in time because they committed to the fight previously. Tuba comes in, does exactly what we saw from Ivy previously. History tends to repeat itself on Junkertown, or most commonly seen escort map. It's a pattern we've been observing for 5 weeks now. We're in week 5 and teams are still giving up this point B because they try to contest A. It does not operate the same way that Hollywood or Numbani does. It's just not proper to commit there unless you're absolutely certain you're going to get the hold.
Barriers drop down, looking for the shots there onto Ivy, takes him low. Forces out the deflection now. One shot in onto Rain, one more with Joe, but he just can't get him in time. Ducks into the corner there. Keeps himself alive, at least for the moment. Climax is able to trade back, shutting down Bazzi right as that res comes through from Mika onto Revenge. Folks not going to connect. Ivy very dangerously pushing forward with that deflection up. Trying to chunk out Revenge, forces him back, takes him low. Tuba will get killed by Climax in the end.
Ivy just trying to find the supports here, or maybe find Bazzi. You can see both of them back there. But he's not going to risk the commitment here because there's just not enough space to work with.
Oh, Rain was just trying to join in there with Ivy, but gets taken down. Roll those left clicks in on the Bazzi, but not going to be able to threaten him too much.
I love Ivy's patience here. They know the card is mostly stifled for the moment, so no reason to actually commit it, even though it looks like there's juicy targets there on the supports. Wants to wait for a better opportunity to get more value out of the blade on contest. Like, around now is when it's going to be good, and here he comes.
Dragon Blade out. Ivy, deflection here, shuts down Bazzi. Seems like that might be the only kill he's going to be able to find. He takes one little swipe at the air. In the meantime, Seven still trying to push forward. We'll be able to get the completion with 4:42 on the clock. So still has to be a very dominant push on to see if they want to beat the time bank from O2 Ardeont, but it's certainly looking possible here at the moment as they take down Violet.
Tuba just continue to be boosted here by Mika. Climax under duress here. But he holds this blade. Ivy's blade wasn't a bad one, but they had lost members before he could really utilize it, so just unlucky there. Tuba's still holding his means. It's a really cool, easy way to finish this point if they mess up once in terms of positioning. Knows the positioning of Zenyatta way back there.
Baba dragged in, gonna stay alive, and in the mech, Violet in the meantime. Cannot say the same as Bazzi takes his head off. Still, that boosted Widowmaker doing some solid work. Forces out the res from Rain, who nearly has the Valkyrie available. Given the hook accuracy on these Roadhogs, I'm not sure if that's going to keep him very safe. Bazzi finds Ivy, shuts him down. Climax dying as well. No DPS available here for O2. No mercy as Tuba finally draws out the blade. Helps take them down. Yakshung going to be low. Nice deflection. Shuts down Violet as well with a headshot. And Seven keeps steamrolling forward. 30 seconds.
They don't get the Dragon Blade for contest, but they should be able to with Bazzi's line of sight advantage here. Gatekeep everyone out of the point. Looking for the Winston here first. Setting up for a very defensive attack here.
Dragon Blade coming through. Transcendence going to be out. Bazzi shuts him down. O2 struggling here at the final stretch as they try to hold on. Might still very well end this with a bigger time bank, but Obama, oh no, he wants to end it. He says, I want that full hold. Finds the double kill. Evo and Mika both going down to that Diva bomb, and he'll even follow up for another one there on a revenge. Popped out of the mech at the end by Bazzi, but I don't think he can be too disappointed with his performance.
Really showing his experience on this Widow. So patient, staying back away from the Genji there, getting the kill, shutting down that Dragon Blade. Giving them a big advantage.
Oh my God, Climax.
Climax taken out now as well, and Bazzi's gonna go ahead and back off, grab this health pack here as they look for a blade actually. Tuba commits, we're not watching it, but ends up not finding the targets he was looking for. Grabs Ivy though.
Does get Ivy and then taking down Rain, so still gonna be some decent value there off that blade. Seven looking to push forward. Just a little bit further to go here with 2:25 remaining in the bank. Climax goes forward, finds the stick. Revenge goes down, no Transcendence available. He gets taken out. Bazzi, can he do it again? Trying to duke it out with Climax on the backside. And stay alive off screen here as Yakfeng just sits forward in onto the card. Bazzi getting healed up, the pocket coming through here from Mika. Might just be selling him up the river as he just goes their separate ways. Mika will get taken down by Yakfeng in the end.
Bazzi, as well as he's doing here, the cart rolls back. He needs to find a better angle now. He lost his vision advantage he had. Ivy's actually just rolling around the back line here, shutting them down.
Another blade, yeah, coming through. Finds the pop out on the free, but Evo finds the kill.
So now how are they going to get into position to make something happen here? Because this is now no longer a time bank issue. This is a map loss potentially here for Seven. Bazzi respawns, sticks with the Widow. See if he wants to take the riskier high ground or the safer backside that he was using so much. Tuba's gonna have another blade here. They can utilize these two together if he can get a good angle on the supports. Tuba can force the tanks away to give Bazzi more line of sight. Easier said than done, but I think that's their best opportunity to finish this point.
Yakfeng going low, does not have that primal rage. They want to shut down the Swings in the Orb of Harmony right now, keeping him alive. Tuba goes low, pocketed back up, still sitting in those double-digit HP bars, however, but he manages to get the kill in the end. Now the blade's going to be drawn out, looking for the Lucio, but he's going low. Deflection has to come up. Rejoins here with the rest of his squad. Gets the pop out onto Hambaba's mech as the self-destruct comes through, and he tries to make it back in, but cannot do it. Bazzi shuts him down. Now Violet goes in. Transcendence is going to expire. Rain, both supports going to be dead. O2 desperately trying to hold them off here as there's 40 seconds remaining on the clock, but Seven just keeps winning out as they try to get this completion. Time bank not nearly as large as O2 Ardeont, but they at least finish it off.
We're going to leave us at a 1-minute time bank here versus the 3:38. Bazzi had a few great moments there where he is shut down Ivy's Dragon Blade. He was able to back off, burst through the tanks, but when that stopped working when they were held and their momentum was taken away. So unable to switch, and you can Widow versus Widow forever, right? This can happen, this does happen in our tournament quite a lot. But when you're unable to get in the line of sight, sometimes just switching to the Tracer, being more threatening in the backline can work out better for you. At the end of the day, it is that Dragon Blade from Tuba, where he survives through the tanks by threatening them, barely survives with the Orb of Harmony on him, and then eventually threatens the supports there while Bazzi is getting kills because the peel was there. They're able to use that to start the snowball to take the final push, but it took so long for them to have that opened up moment. Most of the time, we were watching Bazzi just try to find shots, but losing out, getting killed by Ivy, getting killed by Climax. They controlled the faster respawn. So picks in a Widow versus Widow don't mean as much when you can only get one and you can't follow up. Because if you trade 1 for 1, you're losing as the attacker on point C. So a massive discrepancy in time bank now. Looks like O2 Ardeont might take this final map. They have such a large advantage in time bank at this moment in time.
Yeah, might be able to do 3:28 to the 1 minute there for the side of 7. Climax dropping down off the high ground already, and are we actually going to see this? Revenge is showing. Okay, yeah, he's going to flip. I was going to say, we were looking at Azaria for a moment there, but we'll just meet the Zenyatta. Wrong Z-sounding hero.
Yeah, well, time bank's ticking down rather quickly here, Achilios. This is going to be, they're going to have to make this into an overtime push, so sustainability is the name of the game here for 7.
On the pick there on a Humbaba, and Rain can't get in the range to go ahead and pick him up with the res. So now charging forward, Hulk coming down, but not going to be finding anything. Hulk held here for free.
The most they can gain from this push here, it's almost a crazy hook, is Revenge and Mika getting their support ultimates. That's what's going to buy the most time. That's what's going to help this card continue to push.
Hulk comes up, headshot comes through, but no kill to be found from it. As Bazzi has the wide angle, no one really threatening him here at the moment. Ivy might need to get in on top of him. That shot.
Will Ardeont contest here, or will they back off and give it? A tough call to make at this point with no timing. It's an overtime push. They're going to commit to the fight.
Yeah, they really have to. Ivy now with the Dragon Blade drawn out, looking for the pick there. In onto Evo, but cannot get it. Just swiping away at him, but can't even break the outer shell. Nakpung gonna die, and 7 will actually be able to pull off this push here in OT, but they cannot leave the cart.
Yeah, this risk does not pay off for O2 Ardeont. You know, we've been talking so much about this point A committal, but I can actually forgive them because they have 3:28 to the 1 minute. Even though this didn't work, as long as they can have a decent setup here now that they've, you know, now that this cart's streaming in, they should be able to do the same with the time bank they have.
Baba going low, takes a breather, keeps himself alive, and Violet's brought back in by the res. Pop over the top, and he is dead instantly. Just pushes him straight back into the grave. 6 feet under yet again. Really caught on that ledge, barely avoids getting sniped out by Climax, and even finds another headshot in on Humbaba as he's getting dragged out by the Hulk. In the meantime, Tuba takes care of that Widow in the back line, and 7 keep pushing forward.
Bazzi just lining up the kills here. The push continues. They never got able to set up. This is now becoming a little bit scarier because they had an ult advantage. They don't have that anymore. This is going to be the free A to B push. Seems to happen this way every time teams contest A. That's going to be the completion here. Ardeont, they just don't have any tools anymore. They used their ultimates before. Ivy's blade was really just ineffective. It's a nice opening pick here for Climax. Now he finally has the line of sight set up here onto the gateway, onto the doorway, but 7 might push this all the way home if they can continue to be ult efficient like this. Tuba's still got that Dragon Blade. He was picked before he can use it.
Ult coming in. Not going to be finding the drag. A bit too late there on that activation. And Evo will go down. Transcendence coming through. And now the whole hog dragged out here by Free, but 2 members have already fallen down. Ivy looking for more. Finds Revenge. Free's dead. Violet traded back there by Tuba, but that is going to be it. They finally break them, but they made it all the way there to point B. Huge push coming through in overtime. Streets phase. Didn't seem like O2 really even wanted to go for the contest. They just got destroyed at that point.
Let's see if Tuba can learn from previous mistakes now. Let's see if on the defense, how passive they play, given the time bank that they have to defend against now. Because if they can take the advantageous setup on point B after the A commitment, I think Bazzi, he gets that Widow setup. he is going to be golden, and I think they can hold that point almost indefinitely, given the strengths of his Widow plus the flanking playstyle of Tuba. If they can hold the B with that defensive Widow setup, let A go. Obviously, you're going to contest it on the way to A, but when we get close to completion, don't contest, hold B. I think they can hold that theoretically forever with this squad. But if Tuba and they have another half commitment on point A to try to prevent that contest, I think we're going to have history repeat itself, or we're going to have a map win here for Ardeont. Already showing the same compositions here. Ivy going to toss out the Sconic Arrow. Humbaba showing the Zarya, but with how good his Roadhog was, I'm a little bit surprised by this. His he has opportunities to build Graviton with the time bank they have, so that's one thing you can think about.
Well, not if you go that low off the bat. Takes that headshot, nearly gets taken down, but will still be sticking through. Climax pokes his head around the corner, and Bazzi takes it right off. Rez will be there. Actually, no, I think he can cancel that one.
Yeah, it's not necessary at this point. You have to control.
He's not going to be using it. He got barely making it out of there with his life as he gets the res off onto Evo. Hook in onto Humbaba, and he is going to be the victim this time around to the Roadhog. He goes down as Ivy tries to sneak around into the back line. Flexion up, but going low. Looking for the finish here onto Ivy, just going orb in, and Bazzi finds the final shot. And they are just giving him the old Willy Wonka. Shutting them out, keeping them contained in the spawn room.
I think the
people who didn't watch yesterday are going to be so confused.
They are going to be confused, and they'll never get our inside joke. That's why you guys can't miss a match day. Humbaba, I think, started the Zarya to actually give Climax the opportunity to get into position better, bubbling him there at the beginning, then making the switch to the Hog. I actually kind of like that. That's a really easy switch to make. Give one bubble, then switch back to the Hog.
That shot in onto Evo. He'll go low.
Unfortunately for Climax, he hasn't been able to flank yet. He's going to use this site to look for any pickoffs. Killed again.
Bazzi is just ripping him apart and finds Violet into the shot there onto Climax. Just takes him down. Now looking for the hunt here onto Ivy. Gets the body shot. He is so low. Can he finish him off? Trying to spray him down with a left click. Just one more hit would do it, but can't get it in the end.
I think that as the attacking Widow, sometimes when you're in situations like this, you have to try to flank. We're just not seeing any attempts even from Climax. He's killed again, this time by a hook. Maybe he was trying to flank. That's how he ended up getting hooked, but totally shut down right now, despite having this massive time bank, is O2 Ardeont. He's going to need more than this, and another reset coming through. Seven has totally turned this map around.
Tuba almost just picks off Ivy there single-handedly. Will stay alive as well as Bazzi just finishes off that baby diva. Hook in, Ivy going to be dead. 6 ultimates here for Seven. Already have held this for over 2 minutes. No space gained with the payload push here for O2 Ardeont.
Well, Tuba holding this blade means that approaching is going to be very difficult. Violet has a Transcends, but if he dies before he can use it, it won't matter. Look at Tuba looking for the perfect angle.
Look, not going to connect free. And that he keeps himself alive here for the moment. The whole Hog ready to go. Could just push around the corner and pop that one out. We'll see what he wants to do.
Oversight for Tuba. He's got
Barrier about to be broken. Finds Climax. They shut him down. Bazzi ready with a headshot off the backside of that pick. Violet goes forward, has the Transcendence invested in. Seven holding on to their ultimate so far, but Free and Evo, they're going to go down. Revenge didn't use the Transcendence at all. That might cost them. Now the Dragon Blade here from Tuba. Looking to shut him out. Finds one onto Violet, but not much more than that. Hit in onto Rain, trying to finish him off. He dashes to the side, rejoins with Climax, and manages to stay alive. And now Tuba is in a really bad spot. Dashes over. Revenge and Free both go down, and Ardeont can finally start moving this payload up.
Let's see what Seven decides to do here. They're staggered spawns. I don't think they should try to go for the contest here. They should let them through. They should let them through this doorway and set up for the point B defense. Let's see if they decide to try to contest. It went horribly wrong last time, and this time they don't even have a Dragon Blade. They are actually, you can see here, setting up for that defense. They made the right choice this time. Oh, the Bazzi's dead!
The peek out from Climax. Disrupting the setup here from the side of Seven. So similar to what we saw happen here on the last one. Seven worked their way through, managed to make it all the way to point B. This time Climax and Rain, however, going to go down. Seven taking the fight to O2. They have the forward setup, and they are looking to shut him down right here. No more nonsense, they say. Ivy has the Dragon Blade out, but he'll get taken down around the corner. Free pokes his head out. They'll push forward, takes a breather, keeps himself alive, and has a whole Hog to go ahead and push everybody back away from the payload, because that OT bar is going to plummet.
Great Roadhog play from both of our Hogs on this final map. Free gonna just shove everybody off to end this map.
Climax being a bit of a pain in the rear, tries to buy some more time, but can't do it. They'll get held in the end, they get the push, but a massive time bank just doesn't really pay off. 7 will close out this series with a 4-0.
Yeah, a lot of lessons learned, I think, on Tuba's initial blade there on the first defense of the map. Just taking an easier defensive setup there, controlling line of sight. Bazzi was killed, was rezzed because he had sightline advantage, was able to kill Climax. Then they were able to use their tanks to approach the point. And then it's actually the whole hog, really, that finished everything off at the end of the day. 7 showing a lot of holes in their play and a few weaknesses here going into playoffs. So even though they take the 4-0 and wave to X6 in the crowd, even though they take this 4-0 and move on with their advantage going off against Bellum, taking that second place spot, I think that their coaches are going to be a little bit unhappy with the performance tonight and also some of the weaknesses that were shown. As it turns out, Achilles, the teams that are not reliant on Widowmaker in this tournament and utilizing it on basically every map are faring better and having more consistent results in terms of time bank. Show you, man, look at the camera. He's like, no, not interested. I'm texting.
I'm on Reddit right now.
I'm on Overwatch League team.
But players will come out, they'll shake hands. Both of these spots, again, going to be in playoffs. But O2 Ardeont fall down to that 4th place spot. Foxes overtake them in 3rd. 7 going to be feeling good about their matchup. They go up against the Metabellum. X6 right now, watching from the audience, maybe wishing that they actually got to face O2 Ardeont instead of the Foxes.
Yeah, it could be. It's actually a good point.
We were talking about this earlier on. It's like, who would you rather play against? Would it be O2 or would it be the Foxes? And honestly, I think it would be O2.
I mean, I agree, based on what we saw tonight especially. But, you know, I think it depends on whether you're stylistically trying to set up or if you're just trying to look for a tournament win. Because if you're looking for a tournament win, you're going to have to face either of them anyways. You want to be the best or you want to be the guy who makes the easiest round of 4. Tuba's had some great blades tonight, but at the same time, I think overextending. And that's just the story of this Genji player, is inconsistency. You know, it's either a total whiff or totally unreasonable, the blade he pulls, or it's just the best kills ever, you know? I mean,
I'm curious. I want to go back and watch that Horizon and see just how long Tuba held the Dragon Blade for. I want to know an actual amount of time that one was just sitting there being unused.
Well, Climax gets this kill into Bazzi. The res comes through. I could be able to sum that one up with a replay for you guys, but that it looked like it was like, oh, sick, Climax killed Bazzi, but he gets res, kills Climax, so they control that point.
Trades it back immediately.
Yeah, when you have that that control and it's overtime against you, if you have the positional advantage, you can do a lot more there. And there you have it. They take the 4-0 today in pretty dominant fashion, you could say.
I mean, it was much, much more tight-knit play coming out from 7 this time compared to the last time out versus MVP Space. So it was definitely improvements. Evo wasn't overextending as much. There was still a couple of those moments where he got picked off, and it seemed like it was pretty unnecessary that he was that far forward. But
he showed depth with the Reinhardt. You know, his Hollywood play against Climax there on attack was a little bit lackluster. They had really good focuses of him there, but. Does he regain his spot as the best Winston in Korea after tonight? No.
Probably not.
But
he's still up there, though.
He's still up there, and he had a lot of an improvement, I think, from the match last week.
Yeah. Also, maybe he's now the best Reinhardt that we have, which is not exactly what you want to be.
I wouldn't say that either, but you know, he looked good on the Reinhardt at least. He showed further depth to his play.
Somewhere Chung-Shik is crying, but he's getting ready for his matchup. Because they're going to be squaring off against Runaway, but here we go. MVP interview
with Bazzi.
What a surprise.
Today's interview, MVP is Bazzi.
저는 세븐에서 DPS 맡고 있는 배치입니다.
I am the DPS player from 7, Bazzi. Last week you guys lost to MVP Space. It was your first loss of the season.
그거 지고 나서
How did you guys feel after losing?
뭐라 해야 되지? 쉬엄쉬엄 했었는데 그거 지고 사태 심각성 알고 다시 빡세게 했었어요.
네, 그 연습의 결과가
Basically
오늘도
just, I think
이렇게
you said
나온 게
he felt a
아닌가
little bit
싶습니다.
destroyed
또
mentally there
오늘 중요한 순간에 중요한
that
킬을
loss.
만들어내면서 팀 승리에 굉장히 이바지를 하셨는데
So you've been able to
오늘
get some
스스로가
critical
생각했을
kills
때 아,
in
이 킬
crucial
정말 좋았다
moments
싶은 순간이 있었다면
tonight. What was your favorite kill, if you could think of one?
아까 기억
There's so many to choose
Just a
from.
second ago when
비볐을 때 한 3킬인가 2킬
maybe the
했었는데
third
어디 맵인지
kill there when we
호레이스
were,
달기질 때요?
그건가? 네,
I
그거.
can't really remember exactly, but
그때 기억이 제일 잘 남아.
Could have just kept it
네,
ambiguous.
알겠습니다.
That time I killed
또
Climax.
클라이맥스 선수가
He just said
위도메이커로 유명한데
something
오늘
about what he
직접
killed, but he couldn't
승리하셨잖아요.
remember exactly.
어떠신가요?
원래 제가
So
이겨가지고.
how's Climax's Widowmaker?
아, 네, 그렇죠. 사실 배지 선수도
you guys
오늘
have a
정말
rivalry.
잘하셨습니다. 네, 또 X6 게이밍이 오늘 지금 끝까지 직관도 함께 하셨는데 평상시에
hear his
많이
answer.
친하신가 봐요.
X6 was hoping
네,
7
다
was going to
친해요.
win,
다 같이 생활하고.
and said you guys are actually pretty close
같이
today.
숙소 생활을
Is it true?
하시는구나.
Yeah, we hang out together.
그렇군요. 그럼 또 이제 X6 게이밍이랑 다행히 플레이오프 때는 만나지
they all
않게
live
됐는데
together?
한 응원
I didn't actually really hear.
부탁드릴게요. 함께
I'm having
직관을
some
끝까지
audio difficulties
해주셨으니까.
today.
X6한테? X6 화이팅!
So you want to cheer for them or say anything?
네,
Says
부신의
X6
우정 보기
fighting.
좋습니다. 이제 8강에서는 메타벨리움과 만나게 될 텐데요. 평소에 메타벨리움 팀은 어떻게 생각하셨나요?
So you're now
잘하는
facing
팀인데
off against
어쩌나
Metabellum
비슷할 것
in the finals. How do you feel about them?
호트랑 비슷할 것 같아요.
아, 잘하긴 잘하지만
I think-
결국
I
우리가
think they're really good.
이긴다.
I think they're
네, 끝까지 응원하도록
pretty
하겠습니다.
similar opponent to
자,
O2
이제
though.
배치 선수의 친필 사인이 그려진 오버워치 캐릭터 티셔츠를
So now we're going to give the character
전달해드리는 시간
T-shirt
갖도록
away
하겠습니다.
to
네, 배치 선수
one of the
출발해주세요.
fans.
Take your pick.
There's a lot of Revenge and Bazzy fans in the audience tonight.
네, 과연 배치
I mean, as
선수의
usual.
티셔츠는
I think,
누가
doesn't that girl owe him
가져가게 될까요?
some cab money?
지금
I think so.
간절하게 손을 흔들고 계시는
She's
소녀
holding the
팬분이
sign.
계시는데
Give her the shirt,
아까 히어로
take the
팬에서
money.
잡혔던 분인 것 같아요.
Going to the girl here in the front row.
All right, give it to her instead.
지금까지
Seventh fan there.
세븐의 배치 선수
But, well,
만나봤습니다.
that's it,
다시 한번
guys. That is the
축하드리고요.
group stage done. It's over.
It's over.
Now
That's
it's time
it
for
for regular
playoffs.
season. Top 8 teams all decided their exact placements. Decided as well. We'll have a graphic for you guys probably in a moment to describe that. We can
Yeah.
list them all out, but
Go through the schedule. You guys can figure out what matchups you want to watch. Of course, it's all of them. So you can just book your entire weekend. Make sure you're available because, again, the times will be starting a little bit earlier. Friday is only an hour earlier than usual. But as far as Saturday and Sunday is concerned, again, people watching from North America especially, it's going to be a much more friendly time zone for
there's
you.
there's a few times you could choose from if you want to choose the match that suits your time zone the best. That is definitely true. But
be a diehard and just watch all of it.
yeah, I was gonna